Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing okay, staying healthy, staying safe, and staying inside. Today I wanted to talk about Mercury. I'm going to go through, well, first of all, what Mercury means, just a little bit of basic info about Mercury, and then go through the signs. Um, since Mercury is a little bit more of like a small planet, I'm gonna try to do 3 Mercury signs in one video. So the thing about Mercury, I feel like it doesn't get a lot of attention, and even though it's a small planet, it is influential. Um, Mercury is kind of that planet that works with everything. It works with every piece of your chart, and it definitely plays a part in your personality because where it's Mercury's sort of like the connecting piece between your ego, your emotions, your expression, your all different types of things. It's that little connecting piece. It's the messenger, Mercury, the messenger. So it basically takes, whatever it's trying to transfer and kind of moves it along. And that is presented through communication, through rationalized thoughts. And this can be communication, written, vocal, any type of communication, where your Mars is going to be influential in how you communicate as far as how you deliver something. Your Mercury is what writes the script. Your Mercury is what thinks of what to say, even though your Mars is the one that kind of delivers it. So they work together. So Mercury pretty much works with every piece of your chart. So yeah, it just doesn't get a lot of attention. And yeah, let me just jump right into it. So I'm gonna talk about Aries Mercury, Taurus Mercury, and Gemini Mercury. So people with Aries Mercury are very cocky. They're very confident. They think about things really quickly. Their thoughts form really fast. That makes them really witty and really, they like to share information quite quickly, and they can sort of jump to conclusions a lot. They can be very hot-headed in that way, where they sort of just will jump to a conclusion and they just want to share it right away, and they're not really thinking too much about, facts, or maybe waiting, and that could also depend on Mars. But yeah, Aries Mercury, they can be very innovative people because they can come up with solutions for things faster than other people can, and they are very quick to form an opinion, or which can be good and bad. Let's see what else about Aries Mercury. These people, they like to come up with new ideas. They like to come up with inventions, and the way that they like to communicate is very direct. They're usually very honest. They don't like beating around the bush. They just want to tell you straight up whatever you need to know. They're just going to tell you. And again, that will play a part with Mars, but in general, as they're writing the script, they're not going to write it in a way that's going to sugarcoat whatever they're trying to say. So then Taurus Mercury, this is sort of an interesting place for Mercury because, Taurus is very, it's an earth sign, and it's fixed, so it's stubborn. So these people can be really stubborn thinkers, but they're very thorough thinkers. They definitely take their time thinking through something before they make a decision. And usually once they make that decision, that's it. You're not going to change their mind. And that way they can kind of hold themselves back, not taking in new information, or not, changing their mind. They can sort of just stay on one note and not allow themselves that, possibility of expanding their mind a little bit. They're blunt in a way similar to Aries, but less fiery, less like, potentially hurtful, and more just sort of, just keeping it real and keeping it grounded and being honest because it's the right thing, not because, they just have that egotistical need to like share their opinion. It's more, they just like to keep it real. They can be a little bit, like I said, careful, slow in the way that they are forming their opinion. You know, sometimes they need to like really take their time to grasp a concept before they really have mastered it. And as far as communication, you know, they're very laid back communicators. They're patient, they're very mentally patient, so they're good listeners. They have patience with all types of communication, so whatever they're trying to say, you know, they'll take their time to portray it in a way that you're going to understand. And although they can get frustrated if someone doesn't A, understand what they're saying, or B, have the same opinion of them as them, because in their mind it's like, I've taken the time to come up with this opinion, and if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. You know, they can be kind of, you know, hot-headed, I guess, in that way, or stubborn. And then last but not least is going to be Gemini Mercury. These people are very, very intelligent, very quick, quick on their toes mentally, and they're always thinking. Their minds are always racing. They can be a little mentally anxious because when they think about something, when they receive information, they see all sides of it, and it can be kind of hard for them to like filter through all the thoughts that are constantly popping in their head. You know, Gemini is naturally ruled by Mercury, so it being in Mercury is sort of a natural placement for it, and it sort of emphasizes the traits of Mercury. So these people can also be, the idea of Mercury being the messenger, they can be that way when it comes to chatting and gossiping, to where they just want to get all the information from everybody and they want to spread it to everybody. You know what I mean? So like, in that way of wanting to be the messenger, it's like they want to tell as many people stuff as they can because they just love to spread information. And since they're so like quick about it, they don't always take time to check facts or to sort of let it settle in before they just share this information. And in that way, they can they can spread misinformation unintentionally or even intentionally. Sometimes they're very clever, they're very sharp, they're good with their words. They're good at making you see their side of something and sort of convincing people of things. And in this way, they can be a little bit cunning, a little bit, you know, clever to a fault. And they're great talkers too. Like their thoughts come so quickly that they can really just like know what to say right away. They're not the person that's gonna sit there and be like, how do I respond to this? They're just gonna like come up with it. They're usually very into things like communication, you know, technology, texting, being on the internet, stuff like that. They're very good at absorbing information and remembering things. Typically, they can remember details. They have a pretty high capacity for that. And yeah, since Mercury does rule the internet and communication in that way as well, taking it back to Aries and Taurus, Aries people are like the people that are going to just comment on the post right away and say something, whatever comes to their head, the first thing that they're going to say. Because the thing with written communication on the internet is that it's only Mercury, because you're not using Mars to deliver it in that way face to face. You are just simply, it's all Mercury. So typically the way that people write online, or the people write in general, is coming from their Mercury. So people, and the other thing with that is that, whereas if you have like an Aries Mercury, but you have more of a timid Mars, like a Virgo Mars or Taurus Mars or something, typically you may not say everything that comes to your head, but because that's the way you assert yourself physically. But if you're on the internet, you have that veil of like nobody can touch you, whatever, so you will say it in that Mercury way where you might not say it in person. So yeah, Aries Mercury is the people that just comment right away, and they say they can be, you know, they can be mean, they can be a little bit harsh, very blunt, that kind of person. And Taurus Mercury on the internet is definitely going to be more thoughtful. They're definitely more kind and considerate towards other people, but if you disagree with them, again, they're kind of the people that will say something like really just simple and to the point, but that's like shutting it down. And yeah, they can definitely be that sort of stubbornly opinionated on the internet, but yeah, they're usually gonna like stick with whatever they say. And that's a little bit about Mercury, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna start doing more videos now that I have more time and more space and everything. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well, and thank you so much.